Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I'd firstly like to apologise for not uploading. I don't think I've uploaded since May. I think it was May. I think the last one was Lily's clothing haul. So I'm so sorry that I haven't been uploading, if any of you have missed the videos. I have a lot of videos to film, I just haven't been feeling well enough to film them recently. So basically, the reason why I haven't been feeling very well is I'm pregnant, which is just crazy to say out loud. It's really weird when I say I'm pregnant. So that's why I haven't been filming. I've been very, very sick, which I always do. I get really, the first trimester is the worst for me, sickness wise and everything. So yes, that is why. So there's probably loads of questions you have, so I'm going to try my best to answer the majority that most people would ask. So I'll start from the beginning. I'm going to try and see if I'm ever going to do this in 2 parts or just all in one video, but there's a lot of information that I want to tell you all. So basically I'll just look down at my phone to get all the information correct. So where should we start? So I think it was actually the day I uploaded that video of Lily's haul that I found out I was pregnant, the 18th of May. So I was due my period on the 14th of May, and I track my periods, they're every 23 days I think my cycle is. So I was due on then, and I really thought I was going to come on my period, basically because I was getting if you're a female you would know, you start getting a bit of achy pain before your period's about to come on, so you kind of know, and I was getting that, so I was really certain I was going to come on. And then 4 days later I still haven't come on, but normally I wait a week. With Riley's and Lily's pregnancy I've waited a week till I test. But this time I just waited 4 days. I was really anxious and I really wanted to just test and see if my period was coming or not. And it was the 18th of May, which was a Saturday I think. So Ryan actually got a pregnancy test the Friday night. I did want to take one the Friday morning, but he had to rush off to work, so he wasn't able to pick one up for me. So yeah, he actually got one Friday night, so I took it Saturday morning the 18th, because they say to take it with your first urine. So I did that, and pretty much straight away it came up positive, and I was just shocked, absolutely gobsmacked, because we've been trying, which I forgot to mention, I should have mentioned this at the start, we've been trying for about 2 years. I think back in May 2017 we decided to start trying for baby number 3, and it's took right up until now. But the thing that's been different is it always takes us a long time to get pregnant. We know why, but whether to say or not is a bit personal. I'd have to talk to Ryan about it, whether he wants to speak about that, but we know why it takes so long, basically. So we obviously expect it. Yeah, so it takes a long time, but we haven't been trying. I haven't, we're not preventing it at all. And we agreed to start trying, but with Lily it was a constant try. This one's just been more try, just miss a month, try, miss a month type thing. And I remember in April we tried really hard in April, and nothing happened, and I think I was really disappointed that nothing happened that month, because then my period came. And then from April to May, from the space of that period, we didn't really try that much. So I think that's why I was so shocked, because obviously I know it only takes one time, but normally it takes a lot of times to conceive. So yes, we was both very shocked and happy and tearful and just excited, but then also nervous. It's such mixed emotions when I find out I'm pregnant, because it's what I want, but then it's also everything comes back to me of the scares and with Riley and everything. So it's a really hard like time for me to be pregnant, but I try my hardest to stay positive and to think happy. So that's basically how I found it. So the symptoms I started having were about 2 days later, and I started having sore boobs, I think it says. Yeah. I started feeling a tiny bit sick, but not all the time. But at this point it was just feeling sick. I wasn't actually sick. Another symptom, I just started feeling tired all the time, and that's like stayed with me for quite a while. So feeling tired, sore boobs, sickness, horrible taste in my mouth. It's really hard to explain. I was trying to explain it to my mom because she's had 4 kids, and she's never like had the taste, I don't think she said. So it's like, it's really hard to explain if you've never had the horrible pregnancy taste. But basically it's just like, it's kind of like a metally taste, but then every time you swallow it's just disgusting, like the constant rank taste on your tongue. It's just not a nice taste, and it doesn't help when you feel sick because it kind of contributes to that. So yeah, that hasn't been fun, and I still have that now. So that was basically like the first couple of weeks. So I was sick around it says the 12th of June, and it says sick for the first time in nearly 9 weeks. Okay, so I was nearly 9 weeks pregnant, and normally I am sick around 6 weeks. So I was very like anxious that something was wrong because I wasn't sick. So for weeks on end I was just like worrying, like, oh my gosh, what's happening, like why aren't I sick, like I feel sick. I kept running to the toilet but nothing would come out. It's just like one of those, you know, when it's just tormenting you. So that was basically that wasn't fun. That was for a few weeks, and then once I was sick for the first time, I was sick every single day after that. Some days I'm sick several times. I think recently, I think it was last week, yeah, I think it was last week, I was sick 3 times in one day, and I couldn't keep anything down, and I had to eat and then go to sleep straight after. Luckily it was the weekend, so Ryan obviously could look after Lily. So I had to just go to sleep because otherwise it was just going to come back up, and like nothing would stay down. And I'm really trying my hardest not to go to hospital because I don't want to go and be there for hours on end and be away from Lily. Obviously I'd go if I really need to, but I was trying my hardest to do everything at home that's possible. So yeah, it's definitely been crazy weeks at the minute. So trying to think what else. That's the symptoms. Oh, the due date is the 16th of January. Yeah, 16th of January 2020. So that's when baby is due. But I had my first scan 2 weeks ago, and we're basically speaking about the induction. So I was induced with Lila because of Riley, with him being born sleeping and stuff. And so I get very anxious towards the end of the pregnancy because you're so close to the end, but then something obviously can still go wrong. So they don't like me to go full term. So the same between 38 and 39 weeks they want to induce me, but I like to be induced around just over 38 weeks because the more closer to like the end is just absolutely terrifying, and I get really scared. But yeah, we had a little discussion with my consultant about that, with obviously previous pregnancies and everything, and she says obviously the plan is to induce you early, and she said we would induce you around 37 weeks, but apparently there's been some, what did she say, some like studies that have shown that babies that get induced at 37 weeks could like end up in neonatal unit and stuff, and obviously we don't want that. And as well for me, I have very small babies. All my babies are very small. Like Lily was 38 weeks and 4 or 5 days I think she was when she was born, and she was 5'7", and she was really small, and I had to stay in because how small she was and to make sure she was feeding okay. So because of that they want to like me to go over a bit more, so like little one can put weight on and stuff. So that's that. I've started my aspirin. I started aspirin at 12 weeks, because I have to take aspirin through pregnancies to thin my blood. Yeah, so they don't know why Riley died. He was completely normal. There was nothing wrong with him or his organs. They like did a post-mortem on him. So they basically put it down to the placenta, even though the placenta was fine and still intact, and it was intact on him as well. So everything was all good, which is a positive, but then they don't know why it happened. So they think it might have been the blood flow to him. It wasn't getting like as much blood, or I had sticky blood. They're not too sure, so they put me on aspirin, and obviously it worked with Lily. I was on aspirin all the way through that pregnancy. So I'm on that again. I have to take that every single day. I've stopped taking folic acid now, obviously because we was trying. You're supposed to take folic acid anyway, so I was already taking folic acid before I was pregnant, and I took that right up until 12 weeks. So that stopped now. I'm currently on iron tablets. I have to take 3 a day, and they are just disgusting. I hate iron tablets. So the story of the iron tablets, so I'll start from the beginning. So basically I had a midwife appointment around 9 weeks. So yeah, I had a midwife appointment around 9 weeks, and obviously they check you, they do your blood pressure and all that lot, and she took my blood. So this was around about 11, 12 o'clock, I think she took my bloods. So obviously everything was fine. We went, and I got my maternity notes and set everything up and all that lot. And then I got a phone call the same day around 6 o'clock at night. I got a phone call off the doctor. So yeah, I was basically crapping myself, because I was like, oh my gosh, why are the doctors ringing me? Like, I haven't been to the doctors, I've been to the midwife. And he's like, you had bloods done today, haven't you? And I said yes. And he's like, well, they've come back very, very concerning. I was just like, oh my gosh, what the hell? Basically, he didn't really say much, in the sense of like I took much information in, because I was so shocked that like I had my bloods done like afternoonish, like lunchtime-ish, and then he's ringing me at 6, and I'm like, that's not a long time frame for like my bloods to go to the lab and get sorted and stuff. So I was very, very anxious. So he's like, you're red, I think it was red blood cells. He's like, you're very, very low. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, he's like, have you been bleeding? And I said no. And then he's like, have you been like really tired? And I said, yeah, I've been like really sleepy and stuff. And he said like, how am I feeling? And I said, basically I feel like crap, because I'm so tired, I have no energy, I'm sick all the time, and like I basically do feel like crap. And he just laughed, and he basically said, I want you in the next day at 9 AM to have more bloods done. And I was like, okay. So that was really like anxious. Like I went to sleep just so nervous, because obviously I didn't know what was going to happen and what was wrong, because he didn't really explain it very well. So Ryan had the day off the next day because he was very nervous as well, and he says he's probably not going to work. He's not going to be able to work and concentrate, and he works on a building site, so you kind of need to concentrate, otherwise you could like kill yourself. So the best option was for him to have the day off. So he took me doctors, did more bloods. That same night again, he rang me back, said they come back. Basically it's my iron levels that were really low, and he wants to start me on iron tablets and see if that helps my red blood cells, because I think it's red blood cells that carry the oxygen to the baby, and obviously if I'm low, then that means the baby won't be able to develop properly and grow. So that was very scary too. So that was very scary to like find out. But I have been on iron tablets previously, but they've never really explained it to me like so serious like that. So I started them, and they've currently finished. They gave me a month, and then I went back on Friday. We're on Saturday today, so I went back yesterday to have more blood tests done, and they basically haven't let me know. So now I'm going to have to ring up on Monday and wait until, so I'm going to have to ring up on Monday and find out what my blood results were and if I need to take more iron tablets. I'm hoping it's improved, because I tell you what, the iron tablets are just so disgusting, and they say you have to take them on an empty stomach. Now with me suffering with sickness, taking a tablet that is rank on an empty stomach, majority of the time it just comes back up because it's just like in there and it's just rank. And yeah, I don't look forward to taking them, but obviously I'll carry on taking them throughout pregnancy if baby needs it and everything like that. So yeah, that's basically the iron tablets. And I forgot to mention about the midwife. She actually did my due date at the 21st of January, and I worked out my due date was going to be the 16th of January according to my period. But she said she doesn't work it out the same way as I worked it out. So I said obviously okay. And she put me back, I think it was 4 or 5 days of what I was supposed to be. And it's really weird as well, she gave me the due date at the 21st of January because Riley's due date when he was due was the 22nd of January. So this pregnancy is very, very similar in dates wise to Riley's, which is just crazy. And it's like, it's very crazy and very, very nerve-wracking at the same time, because it's like you don't want anything to repeat itself with it being like pretty much the same dates. I think when I had my 12-week scan a few days later, it popped up on my memories that I had my 12-week scan with Riley. So there's just like a few days between like appointments when I had them with Riley and stuff, and there's a 5-year age gap within this pregnancy and Riley's pregnancy. So it's just so crazy that it's just around the same time. So I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, everything goes okay. I'm very, very anxious and very, very nervous at the same time. I'm so excited, but my pregnancies are never the same since Riley. So yeah, it's very, I just try and enjoy myself and just try and take care of me and little one as best as possible. So things I would say that had helped with my sickness would be salt and vinegar crisp, ready salted crisp, mints. I drink water, and recently, well before like a few weeks ago, I was drinking a lot of pop, which it probably isn't good, but I've always been like a person who only drinks water, but I feel like I needed something to like get rid of the taste out my mouth, and pop just seemed to help. So I think it was like Fanta fruit twist, that was like my favourite. So I'd have like a can a day. It was really weird though, because like we're drinking pop because I normally just drink water. So that's kind of like the things that to help me ease my sickness. I will not touch milk through this pregnancy, because previous pregnancies I remember what milk is like coming back up. And with my sickness, pretty much anything I eat, there's a possibility of it coming back up. And oh my gosh, milk is the worst thing, in my opinion, to be brought back up. It's just rank. I probably won't go into details, I don't want to put anybody off, but it is disgusting. So I unfortunately is staying away from milk for now. When I'm like further gone and the sickness is gone, I will probably get some milk in me. But like cereal, I've really been fancying Weetabix. I don't know why, but I really want Weetabix and I'm so scared to eat them. I think I've had like 2 Weetabix when I've been pregnant, and I've just laid on the sofa like, please don't come up, please don't come up. And then I thought I was going to be sick, so I've never had them since. I just seem to have toast. Another thing, I have to eat between every 2 hours to 2.5 hours. If not, I feel really really sick, and it doesn't help my sickness. If I go past like 2 hours, then I'm guaranteed to be sick. But it's easing off a bit more. It's just I'm having to constantly get something in me so I'm not sick. It's been very hard this time round because I've got a toddler. Previous pregnancies, obviously I've never had to look after a baby. So I've been able to relax when I want to relax, sleep when I want to sleep, and that doesn't happen now. I have a house to run, I have a toddler who needs me, trying to look after myself. So I have had a lot to like struggle with basically. I never knew, obviously I've never been pregnant with a toddler. It is so hard, especially when you have really bad morning sickness. And there's been times where I'm constantly either sat in the bathroom or running to the bathroom, and Lily just comes and sits with me. It's so cute. She just sits there with her toys while I'm being sick in the toilet. So that's been really nice. She has been there. She's been quite good as well. Like she's when I'm like, Mummy needs to go and lay down, and she'll come with me and she'll come lay down and stuff. So that's like really nice. She's not like played up or anything for me. Probably one of the hardest things is probably getting my cleaning done. I have really struggled with my cleaning to the point where my mum's had to come down to polish and clean my windows, because like I love cleaning, and I've not been able to polish or do my windows for like weeks, or it's been like a month or two, and that just drives me crazy. I'm the sort of person that polishes every week, so I just like kept banging on about it. And she came down, so she came down one Friday and she polished all downstairs, cleaned my windows inside and outside, and it was just so nice. I was like, thank you so much. I was like, I feel so guilty because I actually love cleaning, but I just don't have the energy to do it. So I've only been like hoovering and cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bathrooms, like the stuff I have to do, but like polishing and doing the windows is like extra, and I haven't had the energy to do it. So she's been such a great help, and she's took me to my doctor's and midwife's appointments. So my mum's been amazing, and also Ryan's been amazing. He's took on a lot of the housework as well while I haven't been feeling very well. He's been hoovering all the carpets, he's been mopping the floors, he's been cleaning the kitchen most days, cooking dinners when he gets home from work, just basically helping me out so much more. Like, he didn't normally do as much because obviously I do most of it, but with me just not feeling very well, he's just done so much. And also my mum looks after Lily when I go to the hospital as well, because I think I was in there for nearly 3 hours the other day, and obviously it's not very nice for a toddler to be there for 3 hours. They'll get bored and like they get ratty, which is understandable because it's boring for them to be in the hospital that long. So my mum actually watches Lily while we're in the hospital, which is just great. I'm so grateful she can do that, and she's fine at my mum's playing and everything like that, so that's a relief. I'd just like to apologise, this video is all over the place. I have like so much information that I want to tell you, I have got written down and everything, and I'm like 1 minute talking about midwife, next minute talking about Lily, and so yeah, I do apologise that it's all over the place. Hopefully future videos won't be as hectic because I won't have to like fit as much in the video. But I just basically wanted to say, I forgot to add in that the reason my due date got changed from the 21st to the 16th was, which the 16th was my original due date that I worked out, was when I went to the hospital to have my first scan. I'll show you a picture in a minute, I'll go and get one. The baby looked pretty big, for apparently I was only supposed to be 11 weeks according to the midwife, and he's like, you're 12 weeks and 4 days or 5 days I think I was at the time, and I was like, yeah, that's the exact date that I thought I was. But then the midwife put me back, and then he came out and said your due date is the 16th of January, and I was like, yes, because that was the due date I worked out, and I know my body and I know my periods and my cycle. So I was really happy with that, because I find when you're pregnant, you don't want anyone to push your dates back. Like, you want to be further gone through the pregnancy. You don't want to think you're further gone and then they push you right back, because it's just like not a nice feeling, because you're pregnant for a long time anyways. So yeah, he basically, the hospital measured the baby and the baby was fine. And I forgot to say also that when I should get induced should be around, I think around about the 2nd of January. I'll be 38 weeks, so just after New Year. So I'm going to say I'm going to be like induced like a week after Christmas. So it's going to be really close to Christmas. So it's going to be very expensive time of year next year. So that's like roughly when baby should be here, but hopefully I should be able to film more updates and stuff. So I just got my pregnancy stuff, so show you my scan pictures. So this, I've got 4 scan pictures. So you have to pay for your scan pictures at my hospital, and I think it's a £5 for 1 scan picture or £10 for free, and I got 3. And also the scan person gave me a free one, so I've actually got 4 scan pictures, which was nice. So this is little baby. So that's that's what little one looks like at the minute. He's so tiny. I was like, oh, and you could probably see like the little fingers and the toes and the like the bones in the fingers and toes. It was so cute. So they're the scan pictures. So yeah, I have a gender scan coming up in 2 weeks, so that's very exciting. So I get to find out if little one is a girl or boy, and then I'll have my 20-week scan in September, and then I don't know if I mentioned I'll be having a scan every 4 weeks after I'm 20 weeks, so 24, 28, 32, I couldn't do maths. Yeah, so basically every 4 weeks I'll be having a scan to check the growth of the baby and the placenta and the blood flow and everything. So I should get like a lot more scan pictures. I've got loads of little. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I can show you my bump. I have a tiny baby bump. I'm currently 14 weeks at the minute filming this. I should have filmed this when I was 12 weeks. So this is with my top down. Hopefully you can see that. And then this is with my top up. And I don't know if you can see my belly button starting to pop out. And then this is this side. Sorry, I'm sat on the floor. So there's like a little bump there. So yeah, there's like a little bump there coming, and baby's the size of an orange, I think, at the minute, so which is pretty big to say. I found out when little one was like, I think they said a little seed. So yes, little one's growing in there. I cannot wait for movement though. I keep feeling like I'm feeling movement, but I don't know if it's just in my head. I started feeling Lily around 16 weeks. I'm hoping to feel little one really soon, because that puts my anxiety at rest a bit. And I think that's everything. So I apologise if you made it this far, and how long this video is, and how all over the place it is. But I just had so much information I wanted to like get down for myself as well, so I can look back on. But there should be loads more pregnancy updates. There should be around every month, I think I'm going to do them. And then there will obviously be haul videos. I've already started buying, I think I've got about 4. I've bought 4 things so far. And it depends on the gender, depends if I can use Lily's baby stuff. I still have all of her stuff, all of her clothes. So it just depends on the gender, whether what I can and can't use. And yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!